Hello, fellow students and teachers and peers alike, families and friends. Today, as I move on in my schooling and in my schooling, I can't help but to think about all the challenges we've all gone through this year, especially with 2020 and 2021, and how difficult they've been. But even the pressures of getting our assignments done, turned in on time, working full time, and even being a parent can be just as stressful. So when I look back after I finish school and graduate, and I look back on all the classes, look back on all the homework, I can't help but think about a certain someone very important to me in my life. I can't help but think about those pretty blue eyes and that curly blonde hair. Who am I talking about? My daughter. Yes, my daughter has blue eyes and she has blonde hair. I know many people find that very hard to believe. I can't tell you how many people don't believe she's my daughter, but she is. Anyways, I think of her. I think of the endless nights of, Mommy, what are you doing? I think of the times where she mimics me when she says, Mommy, I'm doing my homework too. And I always like to reflect on maybe I should have spent more time with her that night. But I know that in the future, when she's older, she'll look back and think, wow, my mommy really did it. My mommy did something that would change our lives and her future. As she grows up, I can't think of the kind of woman she's going to be. And it scares me a little bit. And if any of my peers that have children will understand what I mean. So, the one thing I'd like for her to know as she gets older is she's going to face a lot of challenges, just like I've had to. And that challenges could be school or getting homework assignments done on time and asking those hard questions, even when you're embarrassed to ask questions for your teacher. I hope she always remembers to ask. Living in the real world in general, the things that you have to face just living in the real world. Definitely with, race being one of those things, but I pray that she lives a fairly simple life like I did. Experiencing things in life. I want her to work hard in life, and I want you to go to school and do all kinds of great things, but I want her to experience and have fun in life as well. And lastly, I want her to remember that she can be her own person, and she doesn't have to follow what everybody else is doing, but to be independent and to be you. I also like to think about when I'm doing my homework and, not even that, but even when you're in school, when you're working, you still go through so many different things in your life. And as a parent who has a child looking up at you, and for me being a single mom, your children are always watching you, and I always try to remember that. And I hope that she can learn from my mistakes, and I hope that from those mistakes, she can learn to focus on herself. I hope that she learns to say no. I hope that she learns to not be afraid to do new things. Those are things I struggled with when I was a child and in my early 20s. Lastly, the one thing that I find very important about my daughter, and that I hope she learns, that I hope she never changes who she is. And I know none of you know who my daughter is, but a lot of people that we see on an everyday basis always tell me how cheerful and happy and sweet and kind she is. And it makes me, I'm not gonna cry. It makes me feel good that I've raised a child that has brought an impact on not just my life, but to other people's life as well. With her silliness and her singing and her, her mannerisms she has. But I hope that she never changes who she is. Not for anybody, not for anything. That's one thing that I find very important. So as I continue with my schooling as a sophomore now, as I continue on and she continues watching me, I hope that as she grows into a young lady, that she will remember these times where I struggled aimlessly getting homework done late, or the times where I rejoiced because I got something done. I hope that she remembers those times. I hope she reflects on those times. And I just really hope that when she's facing these challenges, learning from my mistakes and continuing to be herself, because I don't think she'll be anybody else, that she remembers that through all this time that I love her more than anything in this world, and everything that I do for my daughter. Thank you.